be more than human.
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today I have maybe a little bit more serious discussion to have here, but I did want to put a little announcement out there that this coming Monday is going to be our big Dresden discussion for books 4, 5, and 6. We're going to have um, Alex, who is one of my favorite booktubers, is going to be joining me, as well as Sarah from Sarah Reads and A Bookish Chaz. And my friend Nathan will be joining the party as well, as he is a huge Dresden fan as well, and is the one who got me into it. So we are probably going to be doing that around 8:30 ish Eastern time. So jump in. You know, you can ask any questions you want. If you ask a question, I almost guarantee I will get it answered for you. So just jump in and have some fun. The last one was a really big success, and we had all kinds of people jumping in, and it was a great time. So all you Dresden fans, just pop in and we'll have a party. So to the title here, I didn't really write anything down. Normally I jot you know jot a few things down here, but I just kind of had a thought pop in my head today, and I wanted to just go off the top of the head and just let you you know see how reading and writing have affected my life. So several years ago, I was never one of those people who what do you say, like, I never seemed depressed or anything like that, but um, we can all find these places and times where you just start kind of feeling down or not feeling excited. But I've always I've heard somebody say this to me years ago, and I kind of find it to be true. Is that you get these people who work a job, and they're just angry all the time and just frustrated, and a lot of people will say, well, the job sucks and that's why I'm that way. And I had somebody tell me years ago that, well, they would probably be that way in whatever job they are. It's not the job, it's the person. Um, and and I still kind of agree with that to the biggest extent, because like whatever job I've had, I've always found a way to smile and be happy about it and stuff. But you know, some there was a point in my life where I was just like, just feeling really like, is this what is this it? Is this what is this all there is? And my friend, you know, told me, he's like, hey, while you're out there, you can listen. Maybe you can listen to some audiobooks or something. And he's like, the Dresden Files is a great audiobook. Why don't you check it out? And I kind of like hemmed and hawed, and then I was like, all right. So I was working. I was actually working for Red Bull at the time. Delivery and sales and all that. And so I had long distances in between stores that I was going to, because I was doing mostly like, kind of rural stuff, run all the way out to this store, then all the way out to that store. And so I started listening to the books, and just something inside, started sparking up, and just, making you feel better, kind of giving you an escape. And any of you who've watched my content in the past will know that that's my favorite thing about fantasy. It's like that's what it's supposed to be, is an escape, and that kind of got me back into reading, and back into enjoying novels and stuff, and kind of lifted my spirits up. And I was like, and then you don't think about all as much. You're still gonna have, your frustrations and all that, but it's something like, hey, going to work. Let's pop in the audio book, and let's get back the next story, Especially the first time I was going through Dresden, it was just a huge. I was like, I was I was thinking more about the books than I was thinking about the work, and then we fast forward about 5 years or so, and then I get into the job I have now, and again, you know, there's always going to be bad things about jobs, and you know, and but I'm pretty happy-go-lucky guy, and then I start falling into this rut of like, again, it's kind of like, you know, what am I doing here? Am I just a bill paying machine? Is that you know a, I have an amazing son, an amazing wife, and you know and they're just I love to be around them. My son's has been getting into sports the last few years, and so that's great. And my wife, you know, she's a sweetheart and all that. But you know, you still kind of start feeling like all I do is go to work. All I do is go to work, and so I started watching, you know, BookTube, and hearing people talk about you know books and reading and community, and then I stumbled upon a few author tube stuff, and hearing these people talk about publishing books and writing books, and I was like, man, when I was younger, I used to write all the time, and something just kind of clicked in my head. It's like, maybe I'll start writing, and I started writing every day at work, and then I was like, I kind of want to, and I wrote a chunk of my first book, probably the first two chapters, three, no, probably the first three chapters I wrote, and then I just stopped. It was like, I think I wrote it during the springtime, and then summer hit, and I'm a mail carrier, so it's like it's hot, and I'm just, oh man, and I just went through that whole summer, and then I started feeling the same way again. It's like, all I do is pay bills. I mean, is that all we're doing here? And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this writing thing a little bit more serious, just a little bit more serious. And I started. There's a whole bunch of like self-publishing videos, self-publishing with Dale. Watched a lot of his stuff, and then Kindlepreneur. Watched all of his videos, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. And then from that moment on, I did 114 straight days of writing, never missed a day. And this fog in my brain of kind of semi, I don't like to say it was a depression, but it was it was depressing, just kind of lifted, and it it did put like this kind of pressure on me, because I'm like, you're writing every day, write every day, don't stop writing. um, it almost felt like, if you've ever heard about the Winchester House, where the wife of the head of the Winchester family, the guy who started it all. She's like, if I stop, she has this crazy house, and she was like, if she stops building the house, ghosts or people are gonna die. I kind of felt like if you stop writing, you're gonna start feeling that way again. So I wrote, and finished that book in 114 days, and I was like, man, you feel this sense of accomplishment, even though even though I was putting pressure on myself, I felt so good, you know, and working 10, 12-hour days, but getting almost 1,000 words a day, and then I took some time off and did a lot of reading in between, and then I started up the second book and I finished that book in 79 days, and I was just like, man, it feels amazing. And I think everybody has to have something. You have to have, you can have your work career and your family, but you have to have something in between that. Something, a hobby, even if you're not taking it as seriously as I take it, you have to have something, at least I did, to keep you sane, I guess, from turning into this working zombie. But, and then, so I wrote the first two books, and then I started on the third book, and I was writing really fast again, and then something clicked in my head to like, hey, let's start up a booktube channel, and so that slowed my writing down. But one thing it has done is got me to broaden my horizons on my reading and read different things, and that'll be a whole different video. But just getting back into reading got me back into writing, and that has really saved my mental health, and has turned me into a more driven person, even more than I already was. But again, it's just like reading has led me to where I am today, and I appreciate all of you who have subscribed to my channel. And I mean, it is just overwhelming. I didn't expect to have as many people as I do here. But let me know what reading and or writing has done for you. Hit me up in the comments. I try to answer everybody who comments, and I appreciate it, and hope to see you all on Monday night for the Dresden discussion, and I'll see you in the next one.